right, so we had an episode a while back where we were discussing the Batman animated series and the DC animated universe, and we had so much fun doing that. We're going to start at the beginning, and we're going to review every single episode of the animated universe in order. So we're going to start off with the very first Batman.
I give us like four episodes and we're done, but go ahead.
All right. The very first Batman was an episode called On Leather Wings. It debuted on September 6th of 1992. So that's more than 25 years ago. It was directed by Kevin Altieri, who did a number of these. He was a director on a number of these episodes, and it was written by a guy by the name of Mitch Bryan, who I don't know a lot about.
You know what? I thought Batman looked younger.
I certainly was younger. I was in college, Brian.
Thanks for rubbing that in, college boy.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I was just working for
right,
a family.
Me too. Oh, not family? Yes, I was.
All right, so this one was the introduction of a bunch of characters. It was obviously the first Manbat. And I read something, Bruce Timm, who said he wanted to use Manbat because there was he was kind of a relatively unknown character, and there was no preconceived notions like if they would have jumped in with a Joker episode or a Penguin episode or whatever. So that's why they used Manbat. I like the fact that, and just we can gush about the design and the animation and everything like that. I mean, we've already done that, but I like the fact that they introduced Richard Mall, the great Richard Mall, as Harvey Dent pre-Two-Face. And they lead up to Two-Face. And the other thing that I really liked about it is there's a part where Batman's going to investigate the scene of a crime or whatever, and there's police tape across a doorway, and he just casually brushes right through it like this is unimportant to me. Yeah, I was really impressed because I was used to, the Super Friends Batman, who was the chauffeur and the battle act and the action guy, and he actually, being the world's greatest detective, did some detective work in this, and had some devices that helped him out with that. And, Bruce Wayne went undercover and kind of asked about bats at the zoo and stuff like that. So I thought it was, all in all, a pretty good first episode. It does suffer with me from this is the episode, like, whenever I turn it on, when it was on Cartoon Network or whatever, this was always the episode that was on. I've seen this, like, at least a dozen times, so it kind of wears on me a little bit. But, again... outside of that, I thought it was fantastic.
You're the big fan. How can you wear on you?
It's just one of those TV episodes where every time I turned it on, it was this episode. So
I get it. I sort of broke it down into 4 categories. I got the good, the bad, the and the glee.
Look at the big brain on Keith over here.
It's a good episode. It's a good, solid episode. But part of the things I liked was I liked the fact that they show Bruce, like, sort of playing the playboy. There's mention of the girl who he's supposed to go on a date with, and he sort of hits on Francine when he shows up at the
zoo.
Yeah. One of the parts I really liked is he was actually playing a detective. Like you said, he was actually detecting. He was just punching them. Batman's since '89, gotten in the habit of just hitting everyone. I like when he actually uses detective skills. I sort of liked Man-Bat's dual personalities. The fact that the Man-Bat part was trying to get itself out of
okay.
I thought that was cool. And I actually liked that there was some female characters in different avenues. Francine's a scientist, and you have a female guard, which you don't ever see in anything.
Was that Montoya?
I don't know. They didn't really give a name to her. She got gassed by...
Yeah, she got gassed right
real
away,
quick, so it really wasn't a great showing for women. But, she had a job.
It's nice that we employ women in Gotham City. That's good for them.
Please address all comments.
To Keith's comments.
Okay. The bad parts, there was no real setup. It didn't tell you where this took place, what anyone's relationship, what people know that stuff, but you still have to sort of put it as a time period.
I actually disagree with you there. I thought that just jumping in and being exposed and just diving into the deep end and being exposed to this was fantastic.
I heard him Gordon friends. What's going on? You have no background at all watching this because I didn't see this when it released. I saw this later, and I never realized that they start off. Here. And I'm like, okay, I don't know where this takes place. And the Bat computer, it's way 66-like. There's just buttons he pushes. I mean, big buttons. It's not like, but yet he has to push buttons. Yet he has a voice recognition. You can ask questions. Why do you need the buttons?
And again, I think that's part of the charm of the series. Is it's this mix of this, the modern, super high tech, and then heck, all the cars look like they were from the 50s and the 40s.
That's one of my haws. My house is what time period they have. They have a Walkman, but they're driving all old cars. There's no new cars
it's
in
supposed
Gotham.
to be timeless, dude.
It's Well, Walkmans came around a certain time, and those cars came around a certain time. They have a blimp. So that's one of my haws.
That the cops use.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah. Richard Mall is one of my haws, too. He does 3 voices in this.
Yeah, that's
Could they not hire other people? No, 2 are right away. He's the guy in the garden in the beginning, and then like a minute and a half later, he's Two-Face. They're the same voice. It isn't like Richard Mall is
And
Rich Little.
And Kevin Conroy was the helicopter pilot in the opening scene. So I mean,
I didn't realize that because it didn't sound like Bruce Wayne or Batman. Richard Mall sounds like Richard Mall. No offense. Oh, he's dead. So isn't he dead? Is he alive? I don't know. Please get back to us on this. That's not a no prize.
You're thinking of Jaws from
Richard Keel.
Richard Keel.
Different Richard. And that's one, the voices. There's something. Batman talks to Alfred in Batman's voice.
yeah, the costume on.
Oh, so it automatically goes into that.
Yeah, he's playing the part, dude.
Which is his real voice? Is it Bruce Wayne or is it Batman? Because he's sitting there.
That's the Batman is the real deal, and Bruce Wayne is the mask, dude.
Okay.
That's been argued before.
Okay, then
I agree with that.
Okay, then.
And Richard Mall is still alive.
But when he's dressed as Bruce Wayne, he still talks to Alfred like Bruce Wayne. You think he talked in his real voice to Alfred. He raised him before he was Batman, so you think that's a haunt to me. And then, like I said, the time, everything's from different time periods. It reminded me a little bit too much of The Spirit, where they have laptops, but they have old cars and biplanes and shit. It's weird. The Glee, the part that really gets me tingly is the opening credits. I seriously listened or watched it about 40 times just to get ready for this. You can tell, right? I'm talking. And I never once skipped past the intro.
But one of the best intros.
Yes,
Not animated, not kids show, not superhero. No. One of the best opening sequences of any television show of all time.
So that starts off the Glee right away. So that's a good place to start. Another thing I like, I think I've mentioned this before, I love Alfred's smart assness. He's just a smart aleck. He's always making fun of Bruce and Batman somewhat. And I like the fact that Bruce or Batman, whichever he is, responds in kind. I think that's cool.
Yeah, there's a little humor. It's not all dark.
Like I said, you can almost see where Jarvis from the Marvel movies came from. So that's mine. Go, Brian. Follow that up, bitch.
You know what? Okay. I don't ever mind paling in comparison. I appreciated, that it wasn't the Joker to start it out. I think that would have been an easy one. I was just happy as sin that it was not the Joker. I did not know that Manbat was the first episode. I don't think I've watched all of the TAS. I know I've seen a lot. But I have not watched them all, and I have not. So I'm excited about doing this. When we start hitting... I'm going to still be excited. The Superman ones are going to be hard. I'm going to tell you that.
We got plenty of lead time before we get to Superman.
Yes. I appreciated the fact that the time period was a little ambiguous. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about the animated series, is that it feels like it's done in the 30s, 40s when Batman was created, but at the same time you come back and none of it feels weird. You don't look at the Walkman and say, oh my God, there's a Walkman. That's so out of place in this.
You're doing about the 30th view, but... I do love the lighting in it. That's one thing I forgot to mention.
And that
just the way they shown it was very Fleischer-esque.
This episode completely sets the tone for the entire series. For the entire series, you get a little bit of action. You get Batman as the greatest detective. You get the noir feel. You get the mystery of it, and he's facing unusual rogues galleries. I would argue that if you've been reading comics for any amount of time, you know who Manbat is, and you know who Manbat's story was. It was drawn by Neil eff'ing Adams. Come on. Not the original. No prize that bullshit. But didn't he also have a series at one point, Manbat?
Manbat? Yeah, he had a miniseries.
Yeah.
Not a regular series.
So I think that he's pretty well known. What I also appreciated, and what it shows, is that you can go to the source material, you can tell the story from the source material, and the story works as it did in the source material. In the book, Langstrom doesn't want to be Manbat. It's kind of an addiction thing, and I thought that was
they played
well
that
done.
somewhat
Yeah, they
here.
kind of.
But they didn't give you Kirk Langstrom a little more humble. When he becomes Manbat, he's into becoming Manbat. He's way Even though he's saying, "Oh, it's controlling me, like I can't stop it. I can't wait for the rush."
But he first of all, the Manbat drug coming to you by Brian Core.
And it was very reminiscent of the Fleischer Super.
I think
Though-
that's what they were going for.
No, you know what? I would say they were going for more of a noir feel than that. And if you watch the Fleischer Supermans, as gorgeous as they are, they're quaint by today's standards. Just because the 40s animation
It's
is
from
there.
the 40s. There
Yeah.
wasn't much noir at that point.
And actually, I think that you would more appreciate the Fleischer Supermans versus the now Superman, because that's the Superman you like. He can be beat up. He can be...
Yes.
But I don't know what kind... I don't think that there's any Rogues Gallery in
No,
Fleischer
it's
Superman.
mostly
There's no Rogues Gallery.
armies and
Yeah,
tanks
and big robots.
yeah.
But anyway... So, no, I appreciate it, but it set the tone for the entire series from that point on. You're getting horror, you're getting detective, you're getting noir. It really is that... It sets it in that time period for the movies. You know, the Maltese Falcon. You can see that. And then brings it up to the modern, which I thought was cool. I love Alfred. Love Alfred. Smartass Alfred is the best when he just slips those one-liners in. So yeah, that's about all I got. I thought it was a brilliant introduction. I know episode 2 is the Joker.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your take on that.
You know what? I'm going to throw up a little in my mouth and I'll watch it.
That's just because you're jealous. He's got your girl.
He's actually, this is pre-Harley Joker.
This is pre-Harley Joker.
We know that, but he's the one that ends up with your girl, and that's why you don't like him.
No, he's an abusive asshole and he's overused. And I wouldn't have a problem. Actually, the take from TAS is the best take on the Harley Joker relationship ever.
Oh, it's original.
It would be nice if people would go to the source material and maybe watch it and kind of take its cues from that. But I'm not saying that through gritted teeth. I'm just saying